Hi everyone, Elsie Clemens here with a weekly writing sprint on Saturday, November. Why am I saying November? We're in August. August the 6th, which is right there staring me in the screen. Let's look at anybody's attending just yet. So we're gonna just wait a little bit and see if everybody just kind of um drops in before we get started. Uh, it's gonna give it a few minutes. Just gonna pick up my crochet project here and just, kind of do this really quick while I'm waiting for people to jump in. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Okay, hey Firefly. I was waiting. I was working on my crochet project because I'm trying to do a German double for magic loopless double crochet and then it didn't work. So I went, you know what? Screw it. Um I'm just going to do the chain 3, which is basically taking this and chaining 3 up to make the beginning double crochet cuz I was like, forget it. I'm not going to be doing all this extra fancy crap. And I know what it is. They try to make a German virus, as they call it, which is a loop, so it looks differently. Oh, what happened? What happened? Did did she leave? Oh my goodness, that might have been my bad on my end. What happened? It's like the whole thing went on me. Like the whole thing just went. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna fall off. That's what it feels like. It just did. I wish I could edit this. Okay, so it does say I'm live. That's what I'm checking for. See if I can get everything else up and running. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes. What I'm gonna do is because Firefly was here. I don't know what happened, if YouTube like kicked her out or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised with YouTube's algorithm. It does act a little cuckoo. So what I'm gonna do is get the timer started and we're gonna work on our first sprint. And that's happening in 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone, that is time. How did everybody do? Editing. Oh, that's fine, Firefly. I understand the weekends, especially when your mom is for running errands and cleaning. Running errands and cleaning. So I get it. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Uh, and in case anybody's curious, because I've been trying to work through this one scene for about a week, it's finally coming together. Um, I got 371 words. It's actually, oh, let me change this to the social break. Socialize break. There we go. I'm actually trying. It's crazy because I was on the stream last night with Sarah and I didn't have these problems last night, but then when I worked, it's this is the second draft of this NaNoWriMo thing. I don't know. I'm so dedicated. It's not even funny to this, but to make a long story short, I'm trying to get through this one scene. I figured it out, and I did a little cheat because I probably shouldn't have, but I went on DeviantArt to see descriptions of like different people's artistry of how these certain characters look like because it's mythology related. But I didn't want like the guy to look old. Let me put it this way: one of the villains is Cronus, which is the god of the Titan, the god of time, and the whole point is I don't want him to look like what was that thing called? God of War. I don't want him to look like God of War, but I also want him to look like young but terrifying. And it's not an easy feat to pull off. And interestingly enough, when I was going through DeviantArt, I did see a lot of pony related, and I'm gonna admit I do like My Little Pony, but there was a lot of pony related Greek mythology. I was like, you guys are silly because I mean I get it, the My Little Pony fans are out there. Hi, Cachet, how are you? Um, I get the pony. I get it. I get it. Some of the bronies are completely bonkers, but I get it. What, what's buzzing? What's buzzing? Freak is buzzing. Is this? Oh, it's that game app I was working on. I'll deal with that in a couple of hours. All I'm gonna do is gonna get bombed anyway. Anyway, you know what, Cachet? To be honest, I've done this before. I have the hard time, the desire to write, and this may be counterproductive than what a lot of writers say. You might need to do something else for a couple hours and then come back to it. And you see all these like super writers telling you, no, you sit there until you finally get it on this page. Well, guess what? Not everybody's brain does that. And oh my god, I found my Cronus picture. I found my Cronus picture. Not to go off topic, but jeez, he's like anime hot. Anyway, he's an anime thought. Anyway, I've gone like some productive streams like some what was the podcast I was leading? Start with this, which is made by the same guys who do Welcome to Night Vale, and I do applaud those guys for what they do. Um, it's an audio drama. It's like X Files except goofy. If that makes sense. It's X Files but goofy, but their writing thing, like one guy says he literally will sit there until he gets a scene on the page. And this guy writes scripts. Like they are really dedicated to writing this series called Welcome to Night Vale. It's about these people in this weird behind town and it's like X-File-ish, like weird stuff happens. Like I'm surprised the UFO hasn't shown up, but then again, knowing these people, how they feel about outsiders and how they their founders put soft meat crowns on their heads and stuff. And there's a dog park that you can't go into, and then you have to hail the glow cloud, which is all hail. By the way, all hail the glow cloud. All hail. Anyway, I don't want to get killed by evil glow cloud. or the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home, which I think lives in my home because weird stuff keeps happening. Um, that's Mara Wilson, by the way. You know the girl who was on Miracle on 34th Street and Matilda. When she stopped acting, she did a lot of voice. Like, I don't know how they found this woman. She does not act anymore. I'm going way off topic, by the way. I'm well aware. Mara Wilson. I I didn't know that was her. I saw her once on a Nostalgia Critic review of one of her movies, and she's freaking like her acting. Even though she's not supposed to be an actress anymore, her being creepy is actually really funny. But anyway, was they say take a break when you need it. Actually, no, Cam Weiland was the one who's like, no, you kind of stick at it. Like, there's no such thing. Or Neil Gaiman says there's no such thing as writer's block and stuff, which is really weird. I play with creating book covers looking for images, what the characters look like. Oh, you do digital drawing? Because I'm trying to get into that because I want to make character profiles and draw them out. Which I'm using a sketchbook. Actually do have a Wacom tablet and Manga Studio, which I've had for years. But in fact, it's sitting right here. I just haven't plugged it in because I need the. I'm working on an iMac. You only get so many spaces, and I have a little extension. I got to get another extension to get two, so I can get like 8 plugs instead of like the regular 4 I have right now. But I'm using this to digital draw once I get the sketch down because my brain doesn't. It's like my brain doesn't on me. It doesn't work right. Oh, so do you like look up stuff? I create playlists and I get that stir up some ideas. That's a good idea. What I'm doing is I'm trying to make themes for different characters. Like one of them was well, to make a long, I don't want to give them the whole entire book away, but the like my husband just like completely disappeared. I haven't. Oh, there goes the camera. Um, one of the main male character is a widower, so there's a theme song for his how he feels about his ex-wife, his deceased wife. There's a theme song for the main female character, and then there's a song for Cronus, one of the bad guys, because there's a whole backstory to that, which I'm just gonna go a little bit of a thing here. I really was not gonna publish this story. This one's a nano story, so this is gonna be 2-3 things, and it's gonna be a book series, but I'm on the fence about publishing it in general because I read Lore Olympus, so I'm afraid someone's like, no, you're copying off of Lore Olympus. Like, no, they're completely different stories. Lore Olympus is a reimagining of the story of Hades Persephone. My story, which involves Hades Persephone, is not. It's a long story, but basically to give you an idea of what I was doing. I feel like I'm going to give away everything if I say this, but make a long story short, they're not the Hades and Persephone. Let's just put it that way. They're not the Hades Persephone. They have the title of Hades and Persephone. Totally different. But I know I'm going to get some detractors out there. Yeah, writer's block is real. And what I've been doing to get rid of my writer's block is, and it's really strange, and I think I got this from, okay, if I see one more political email. What I did was I read books at night before I go to sleep, and I just get to start my brain started in the morning. Yeah, eating will probably help your brain, but now you're making me hungry because I haven't eaten yet. Oh, you made a writing playlist. I just kind of it depends. I don't really have a writing playlist. By the way, we're about to get started on another sprint. I kind of just listen to whatever just happens to be my thing for the day on Spotify, because Spotify creepily is turning into Skynet. So they're starting to find books that songs I actually like. So one day I'll be listening to a whole K-pop list like, yeah, hey, okay, BTS, I'm enjoying your music, and be just typing away. So I love BTS. Like, But anyway, let's get started on writing script because I could go all day talking. Let me just change the banner. Gonna get my screen up, and we will get started. started in three, two, one. Okay, that was the end of the 15-minute timer. How did everybody do? Oh, hey Ava, how are you doing? Shut up. Stop. What do you want? Huh? Get out of here. My husband was sweet enough to make me breakfast. He made me eggs and waffles. Waffaroos, as they called it on Family Guy. But I did find some prosciutto, so get some little meat on the side. My husband is an eggs man. The man loves eggs. He will boil it. He will fry it. He will devil it. He will just scramble it. The man loves eggs. Uh, he's not that good at cooking. So how did everybody do? Get out of here! Stop stalking me! Go away! Go away! Stop stalking! We live in the same household. Why are you doing this? It's like you do this every time I'm live streaming. Go away. What do you want? What? I hate you. I hate you so much. Fine. You want your kiss? Come get your kiss. I know what this is about. Get your kiss. Now get out of here. Get away from me. I'm supposed to be live streaming and doing this all super serial, and here you come. Just go play your Pokemon or something. Get. Stop being pessy. Go. You don't need another kiss. You do not need another kiss. Go somewhere. I'm supposed to be live streaming. What do you want from me? I'm just happy. Go away. God. Do you see what I have to put up with? Oh my God. Okay, back to writing seriousness. I got about 5 scenes left to edit. Oh my gosh, you are like a working machine, Barbara. You are working. Go away. You are a working machine. I got 271 words. Here's the funny part. I was trying to work, and then my husband interrupted me to make sure I eat breakfast, which is sweet of him. You took the you son of a bee. You took the syrup. You did that on purpose. You came over here for a kiss to steal the syrup, meanie. Anyway, so yeah, I got a little distracted. If you haven't noticed, 270 words. But I did want to show if everybody's watching my YouTube videos. You can't really see it, but I got a new background. Holy crap! Like Joann's had a sale on all prom sequence. Firefly, do not encourage my husband. Do not encourage him. He's like a puppy. You've got cheerleaders now. I hope you're happy. Go away. Go away. So now I'm about to tell you I got a new YouTube background. So anybody wants to watch my videos, I got prom backgrounds. I'm gonna look brighter than a quinceañera on these videos now. Joann actually has a huge sale right now, a good clearance sale on all fabrics that are prom related, because as we know with the COVID-19, you can't really go to prom. So Joann had an overabundance, at least the one where I was at, of prom sequins. I was in sequins heaven. Now I don't even sew. This is my sister's thing. This was only $12. This was like 60% off. This was 60% off. This is usually like $29.99 a yard. A yard. This is 5 feet, and I only paid $12 for this. $12. Shut up. 12. And this is like, I'm gonna be lighter than a disco ball. I'm gonna be brighter than a quinceañera. Jesus Christ. And it's not just this one. There was like a black sequence. and I was gonna get it, but it was only 40% off. My sister was tempted to buy it. Like, she's the sewer, so she was like super tempted to buy that thing. That's actually smart, taking it down, because then your brain will overfry on working on something. Thank you, Barbara. They had like so many sequins. Like, I was sitting here thinking of that. There's a video, there's a YouTube channel called Pero Like, and it's like, how do you say sequins in Spanish? It was Curly. He had me rolling. Like, this guy loves sequins. You could tell this man loves sequins. Sequins are cute. I really want that black. I'm waiting for that black to go on clearance. I'm gonna get that black sequin color. And you guys are just enjoying my banter with my husband. I'm starting. You people like the drama. You people like the drama. I don't like you. You get things started. Oh, I got Halo still playing. Let me just turn this off. Mjolnir mix. Finish this fight. Anyway, so I am so freaking off topic. It's not even funny. My husband's a huge distraction. It's like a puppy or something. You're smiling. I must come over and kiss you. You're smiling. I must nuzzle you. I must hold you at all times. Like, oh God. It's lovely and it's slightly irritating at the same time. But anyway, so how did everybody else do? I only got 271 words thanks to the distraction who should be playing Pokemon right now. Probably can hear the Pokemon music in the background. Put some earphones on. Sound like a rave up in here just doing this. Oh, Firefly 155 songs isn't a bad thing. You know, though I will say this, I've noticed over time, my iTunes, like when I converted over to an iMac, I accidentally deleted all the songs on my freaking iTunes. And for some reason, I do not feel horrible about it. I used to like freak out if I couldn't find my iTunes files, but I think Spotify, I feel like there's a gray hair here or something. Just get it out. Spotify kind of, if I don't get this thing, it's going to drive me insane. Where is it? There's lint in my hair. Leave me alone. There it is. I'm not trying to pick with my trichotillomania. I'm just, there's a thing in my hair. Ugh, God, I love OCD. Anyway, I starting to prefer Spotify over iTunes. One, Spotify is free. Two, iTunes, like before iTunes Music, which you have to pay for. At least with Spotify and Pandora, I can listen to a couple songs before they decide to drop the unfortunate ad bomb on me for about 5 minutes. But with iTunes, I don't know what it is about Apple, but they're not good at their music charts like they used to be. I remember there used to be a whole like channel dedicated to Beyonce music. And I'm going to just say it. Even though the Beehive is going to come after me, the Bagency will probably destroy me. I'm not a big fan of the Beyonce songs thanks to that channel. They only play like Love on Top, Single Ladies. Let's see, Love on Top, Single Ladies. I'm always going to love Run the World. That's going to be a given. Telephone, and I think there was like one other song. And I'm like, there are more Beyonce played more than 5 songs. Thank you for making me dislike Beyonce more, besides what happened with Destiny's Child. I'm not going to go into that. Shut up, you. You know, we all know Kelly was the better singer out of the 3, but I'm going to be quiet because I don't want the Beehive after me. We all know what the Beehive will do. We've all seen the cult of Beyonce. Yeah. Go away. Put your earphones on. Stop listening to me. You don't get it. Cult of Beyonce is creepy as F. I've dealt with the cult, remember? I'm going to stop talking about cults right now because he's going to chime in his 2 cents. We should probably get into a writing sprint because I think you guys are enjoying my pain right now. because I noticed there are hardly no comments. I'm starting to think you guys are enjoying my pain. Yes, thank you. Kelly was a better singer. And did you see her, Michelle and Masked Singer? I was sitting there going, "Whoa, what happened to this? Where was this voice when you were with Destiny's Child? Where was this voice?" I'm gonna throw this at you. I swear to God, if you don't stop. You guys are enjoying my pain. You guys are all enjoying my pain. You're all enjoying this. Then again, I live stream from 5 to 8 on Saturdays and Sundays. So I know you guys are loving the fact that, my horse will pretty much will accidentally hit a tree, and I'll go flying somewhere GTA style while my horse is going the whole time. So, I'm used to people enjoying my pain of having to do stuff over. I'm not going to. But, me being dramatic is probably not helping this live stream. So, I'm going to get into another writing sprint. I don't know if you guys want another writing sprint right now. I don't know if you guys just want to watch my pain. I know I have chunky cheeks, dear. Go away. I don't know if you guys are enjoying my pain right now. I have a feeling you guys are really enjoying my pain and my low monotone voice. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get into another writing sprint because I feel like that my husband's going to be an endless distraction to me because he wants to be. Eat your perfect. All right, let's get started. Let me just change the banner here. And we are going to get started in. Let me just get the YouTube thing restarted because YouTube is YouTube. They're evil like that. All right, so we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Shut up. Mic's on. Um, how did everybody do? Cranberry just went down the wrong tube. Oh, welcome. Wow, I know that feeling where you sit down and then you got to get back up again. Take 3. Just kick the guys outside of playing some more. I got crumbs on me. You just kicked them to go play in the pool. It must be a heat wave where you're at. It's hot over here too, but it's been like raining on and off. And we live behind it. We're like in an apartment complex, so there's bugs back there. Ain't no pool going back there because that means you got to dump it over so the mosquitoes won't get in. Oh, let me change the banner. But oh, jeez, Jesus. How did everybody do? I didn't know if you guys heard me, but I was listening while I was getting this scene down. There's a song called "Burn." Oh, "Burn the Flames" by Rocky Erickson, and it's the song. It's a song from Return of the Living Dead, the first one, where the guy dies. Like he puts his wedding ring on and he commits suicide because he's infected. And he doesn't want to eat anybody. And he sings "Forgive Me," and I didn't realize it was a song until someone pointed it out, and I've been like jamming. I'm fine, Eva. The I'm drinking cranberry juice, and the water went down the wrong tube. It's just a tiny kiddie pool. Oh, you got one of those little. I remember one of those little plastic pools. My grandmother used to have one of those. We didn't play in it often on the count of mosquitoes. And she got sick of flipping it over every time. And then it made a big brown patch in the yard. So that was it for her. That was it. Oh, great. You edited a whole freaking chapter. You're better than me. I'm rewriting a whole chapter. I wouldn't even know how to approach editing. Then again, I'm not at that stage yet. I want to get through the second draft before I do anything else. Yeah, I'm going to be coughing for just a little bit. But I promise you guys, I'm okay. It just happens when you breathe in while drinking, or if you lean your head back. I probably accidentally did that. Water goes down the wrong tube, and I got white stuff all over me. So it happens. So burn the flame higher. Some of the songs from the 80s are something else, like some of these old rock songs. Actually, the song and it's crazy because that song actually fit the scene I was working in about the villain meeting the female protagonist. But remember, I'm dealing with people who have powers, so she doesn't even know she has powers. So right now, she's trying to figure out what this is. I hate OCD. Why she's feeling some type of way toward this guy. Like the guy didn't even say 2 words to her. She feels, she feels like some feeling of like danger, and she doesn't know why. But the main male knows why, which is why he kind of intervenes because she doesn't know what's going on yet. Yeah, next month. Firefly, are you almost finished? I thought you did a cover release. I'm glad you got this. I'd be like super overexcited. My husband will have to calm me down over having you stay over there. He would have to calm me down because I'd be like, my book is finished. My book is finishing. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my god, I'm freaking out. He go like calm. He'll stroke my hand, go calm down. You're fine. I'm like, I don't know. But I am supremely happy for you that you're doing this. Yes, you understand my pain. You understand. You understand this. It's 12:18. I can't believe. And I do thank you guys for showing up. All of you showing up for this. What happened to Barbara? Did Barbara disappear? What happened to Barbara? And Cachet? What happened? Did you two like disappear? Where'd you guys go? I think everybody's good. I think if it's your first book, I would be a mess because I don't know how to approach that. I would not know how to approach right. Like that part of me, like that part of my life, because you would never. I think for me, it would be like a shock. They, they probably are writing the best scenes right now. I think for me personally, I got syrup on myself and I didn't even realize it. Doggone you, Eggo waffles. Let go of my Eggo. Shut up. Let go of my Eggo. Anyway. Shut up. Anyway. Hold on a second. I'm going to grab this before you knock over my stuff. Only thing about coffee too much is my the only thing about coffee too much is it sets off my asthma, so I feel the wheeze come on. I have to take one of these. I'm fine. You don't have to freak. Evidence against imposter syndrome. The ranks of publish. I didn't know there was a rank. I mean, I know we're not all. My hair. Look at my hair. There we go. I know we're not going to be the next J.K. Rowling, who is barely going by with her stories right now, which I do love the book she's done under the what's that? I read him a couple years ago. I just haven't been reading them since because I'm doing something else with my YouTube videos right now. What's that guy? Robert Galbraith books she's been doing. Son of a whore. I'm fine. One of those flakes. And hair. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you guys. The inhalers have those little white flakes in them. Sometimes it gets stuck on your throat. I just have to wait for them to go away. But anyway, the Corman Strike books are actually pretty good. I mean, they're not Harry Potter, and that's what everybody's been asking for. I stopped kind of reading them after what was that thing called? The Cursed Child, which is about Snape and who was not even written by her, but she fully supports it. Snape and not Snape, Voldemort and Bellatrix Lestrange's daughter trying to bring Voldemort back because she has some. I think it was so stupid, but and unnecessary. And then there was the whole Crimes of Grindelwald thing, which I didn't watch or read. I just thought, it was over. We didn't need another. We didn't need another one. That's how I felt about it. But the Corman Strike books are actually really good. It's a more of a mystery. It's set in London. It's a mystery. The guy's a detective, and it's actually a better story. Now that other one about the town and the mayor thing, yeah, I'm good. There's nothing to be nervous about. I think. Now I just did a podcast episode about publishing during COVID-19. People are reading more now that there's COVID-19. You don't have as much to do, so your sales actually might be really good, and you might get a lot of good reviews nowadays. She's old news. Hey, come on, JK. If it wasn't for JK, a lot of us girls wouldn't believe we're all magical and not muggles. Okay, believe in magic, you muggles. Oh, it's it's an urban how do I put it? It's romance, but it's not YA. This is not YA. These people it's sugar. Um it's like an urban fantasy paranormal romance. And I never really put my books in a I'm not really putting my book in a category. I just want to finish. Look, I'm trying to put these things. I don't want to I don't want to like label. That's the thing. I don't want to label it because I don't. Okay, now you're just being evil. Okay. The whole premise of the stinking story is because I wrote it down because it's a nano rewrite that I've had this idea in my head. And it's probably the first time I'm really talking about it. The story is about the fact that the world, and I did a whole encyclopedia on World Anvil. That's how this whole thing got started. But it's about the Greek gods. Like there's the cosmic gods, the Titans, the Greek gods, and mortals. The gods call themselves Olympians. There was a big civil war because some of the Titans came back, and the Dark Titans, the people who do evil things like mania, crap. I should have all this on top of my head, but I don't. This is the whole mania, and some of the Greek gods, they all become dark gods because they want more power. But make a long story short, it's the story is really about Hades and Persephone. Hades is not like the first Hades, like the Greek mythology. It's actually a title given by people who are chosen by the cosmic gods to be gods themselves, or they're far descending. And his wife, who was given the title of Persephone, died during the Civil War, and he basically has to find the next Persephone to help save the world against Cronus. The mad titan Cronus has already leaked poison into the world and is destroying humanity due to something that happened during the Civil War, which I won't reveal. And it is the man who has Cronus. His name is Adonius, which I'm going to change the name because I realized how Lore Olympus it was, but it's there. But his whole thing is he has to find the person who is the next Persephone, and he has to convince her that she's a goddess, because Persephone, his first wife who had the title, Kore, actually was killing the miasma with her own plants. Now, mind you, this all takes place in modern, like the distant future. So there's magic in here. There are Olympians like Minotaurs and Dryads and stuff who look like humans, but they walk around. They escaped Olympus and they consider themselves Olympians who hide among the mortals. Who they're the three gods. Like all three of them have to find their brides, because if without the bride's help, they cannot turn the tide and save humanity and all this stuff. And Persephone's power is there's a big miasma and people lived in dome universes with different patches. And then there's a terrible rain that comes and could kill humanity. Like humans have created technology to protect themselves. But if you're caught out there, like if you're homeless and that great rain comes, because it lasts for months, it can last for 2 or 3 months, you're dead automatically. And you become this wraith-like creature that humanity is currently fighting. So you got the people, humanity does not believe in gods at this point. They think the gods, you either have people who think the gods have abandoned them and they need to worship them, or you have people who just don't believe in it. Like they don't believe in them. And so he has to find Persephone, convince himself that it's Persephone, and he has to get over the fact that his wife died about thousands of years ago. So he still loves his first wife. And then he's got this new woman in his life after he broke up with somebody from 3 months ago. That's a whole different, I don't want to get everything away. But he basically, the story's actually about more in the perspective of the woman than the man. But his story is he has to convince her that she is the next Persephone in order to save humanity, and she has her own stuff to deal with. So you got a war that humanity really doesn't know about. You got a love story in here, and you got this whole lore in here. I guess it's based on. Look, I don't know where these come from. I was writing this. I made the. Oh, thank you. I made the actually. This is a NaNoWriMo story. It's not my other story, which is Poseidon. It's not the Greek gods. It's just named Poseidon for a whole different reason. I like shifter stories, so I'm making shifter stories, paranormal romances. But it's the world building itself. I started in Preptober, and then I discovered World Anvil, so I made an encyclopedia. Same with the Poseidon book series I'm doing, which is a whole different story. I don't want to get into that. It's made on World Anvil, and I've been working on this for about 4 months now. I just started the remount 2 months ago when COVID-19. April. I started actually. Hold on. Where's my planner? Where's my planner? Where's my planner? Oh, it's over there. I'll get it later. I think I started like February, and I've been working ever since. And it's the weirdest thing because here we're going to get into a writing sprint in a minute, by the way. I think I've been working on this since February and March. I would tell you, but my planner's over there. Here's the thing. I read Lore Olympus. I was hoping to God that this story would have nothing to do with Lore Olympus, and that's where it kind of spawned from all this world building. Because I want to make it abundantly clear when I publish this thing that this has nothing to do with Lore Olympus. Lore Olympus is a modern day retelling of Hades and Persephone. I'm doing a different story because in my story, the names of the Greek gods, Hades, Persephone, Poseidon, Zeus, Hera, and all that stuff, it's a title and a power that is passed down through generations and randomly chosen, rather than you just being a Greek god. So it's like a whole different ballgame because you're chosen. And just not to get the complete lore away, there used to be a ceremony where people were descended from Greek god families, like they were either demigods or something, and they used to be chosen until the big civil war happens. And now the cosmic gods, who pretty much overrode all the Titans and the old gods, because the first Hades existed. So the stories that happened with Hades, the stories that happened with Hercules, Zeus, where he pretty much had sex with everybody, did happen, but it was a different generation. So after what happened with the first generation of Greek gods, that's when the cosmic gods stepped in and said, we're going to do this ourselves. There will be a big ceremony, but then another civil war happens, and it's not just, and I had so many ideas. I needed to put them in an encyclopedia. I should do a whole video on it, but I'm not, because I don't want to get the whole full story away. But it's not just Greek gods. You have the African gods, you have the Egyptian gods, you have the gods of the Scandinavian and Nordic religions. They're all part of that same generation. It's just we're focusing on the Greek gods. Now, the main female, and it's not really a giveaway because I've done it on one of my YouTube videos, I believe. She descended from both the Greek gods and she descended from the African gods. So she's both. And she doesn't realize it because how far down the line she is. So yes, I have done world building. Thank you, Brian Sanderson, for getting me on an obsessive track of world building. Thank you, Brian Sanderson. You see what happened? Yeah, if I get focused on one thing, I just kind of go for it. But yes, the character is African American. The main female is African American. And she descends from Greek and African gods. She descends from that bloodline. So it's not. I hope I'm not giving it away, because trust me, the story is not finished, because it's going to be 3 parts. The first story is about Hades and Persephone. The second one's about Zeus and Hera. And then I shouldn't have forgotten this, but I forgot the name of the wife of the third story is about Poseidon. And there's like, and it's the weirdest thing. Yeah, it is a billion bits of information. And even in my world building, and this is probably gonna blow some minds because I probably am tacking on too much. Just because you have the title, let's put it this way. I'm just gonna go out there and just say this. Now, they're brides, but they are not always female. It's not SJW. I'm just gonna say this. Just because the person is chosen as a bride, and it's already hinted in the first book, does not mean that the bride or the person that's chosen to take on that title has to be male or female. For example, Thanatos, who is known as a dude in Greek mythology, especially the story of Thanatos, who's the god of death, the one that brings you down to the underworld, or Styx. Styx does not have to be a girl. It could be a guy for all we know. They're just randomly chosen. For them, gender does not have an issue because of a lot of things. I'm not even going to go megaverse on this, but it does not have to mean that you're picking a gender. You're not picking a gender. You started this, Eva. You have a point, but you started this. You got me on a whole discussion and you started this, okay? But you have a point. Let's get started to another. Yeah, well, Zeus turns into a swan and has sex with a woman, so there's that. But let's get started on another sprint, shall we? Because you have a point. And I'm going to put this. Oh, where's my screen here? Alrighty. And I'm going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Okay, time is up. How did everybody do? If anybody's still here, which is fine because we're gonna end this in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna turn this into a socializing break for about 10 minutes because I gotta bow out at 1 o'clock too. Hey, never mind. But how did everybody do? I know Eva had to bow. She already told me she had to bow because she had a conversation to get full attention for a bit. So how did everybody else do? Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people are stepping away. Maybe I'm doing this and this sorry, I think I'm doing this live stream at the worst time of day because Saturday seemed like to be the time of day to do stuff. Like this is just the worst time of day to do these live streams. I'm starting to realize that. But how's everybody like 10 minutes left? Actually, probably less than 10 now. And I think I got a lot done. I probably rambled a lot more than I was expecting, especially when Eva started asking me about the story, which world building is not easy. I'll tell you that much. Because I think the one thing I'm trying to do is avoid a crap ton of plot holes. And I know that it's unrealistic to think that because plot holes exist no matter what medium you don't want to have like a million plot holes. You know, sort of like the whole Lord of the Rings thing, where we kind of know that all you had to do was take the stupid bird to the volcano and nobody would have been injured or died. Which I know it's not the point of Lord of the Rings. It's about the journey, not the freaking destination. But we all know if he just threw the the ring down the volcano with everybody being blindfolded, especially the bird, his bird, Gandalf's bird, none of this would have happened. Then again, I guess the journey itself wouldn't be epic, but to be honest, I'm probably gonna say something really blasphemous this way, but the movies were a little too long for me, and I tried to read the book. No, I love books, but no, no, that book was way too long. And then they were overly describing everything. I think I've talked about this in a live stream before. I tried it. I really did. I did, but I was like, can we get to the stinking story? Well, that's great. You got a whole full scene done. Do you like when you guys say scenes? Is it like just one scene between characters, or it's like a whole scenario that you guys are working on? I'm actually legit curious. As I'm listening to Vocaloid. Now, while I have you guys on here, though, I will say this. I do want to thank all of you for showing up for this live stream. Now, down below in my descriptions, I do have the schedule up. I do want to let you guys know about 5 p.m. Eastern time. I will be on Twitch, which I left the link there. Live streaming for 3 hours Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode, and unfortunately, I have to go save Micah, even though I cannot stand that character, but story rule dictates I must go save this idiot who pretty much started a fight for no freaking reason. I'm not shilling. I'm just saying if you guys want to watch me do that, I will be doing this later. Where's watch this person do shading? It's crazy. See, I guess everybody's like so in the writing ether. I haven't seen anybody else like reply in the screen, but it's fine. We got 3 minutes left in the stream. But like I said, I'll be back at like 5 p.m. on Twitch live streaming. I do again want to thank you guys for watching, coming out to support the writing sprints I'm trying to do. The whole point to get my live stream is to get the words on the paper. Get the words on the paper so we can finally get stuff done instead of just, sitting around doing, hoping that a scene would get on the page, if that makes any sense. What in the world is this thing doing? Actually, let me save my file while I'm talking to you guys, because I want to make sure I keep a copy on Dropbox. Let me go ahead and save on Google Drive and do a backup copy on a hard drive, just in case those two cloud systems go down. And if my cloud system ever went down, oh man, I would probably be a little cuckoo. I would go not a little cuckoo. I would just lose it. I would entirely lose my everlasting crap. I can't curse because he's standing right there. But I would go completely crazy if something were to happen to my file. So there's that. So I save in 3 places: Dropbox, Google Drive, and on a hard drive, an actual hard drive, which I'm doing right now. I'm waiting for my hard drive to stop. But I'm gonna sign off, you guys. Thank you so much for watching my live stream. I will talk with you again next week at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Bye bye.